continue. Alright, and I was saying, hi, my name is Palmer-Thompson. We're doing the Tekken series about video game descriptions. This is your description about the 20th anniversary. But I really hope you're doing the job. So we will always help you for the description for then you're the only new for Tekken. But the anniversary, the 20th anniversary show, and we're gonna do for all. Tekken 2. The shows in in 1995, but we are going to do for only this show though. But I mean, he was a stunning lesson yet, but keeping my fire on. They got the Tekken 2 show, and I watched it before. Okay, here's the little thing. The Tekken is an anniversary of the world experience of the world worldwide. In the future, him completely, and he was a stunning great things that happens to do for you. This Tekken, in 5 years old, Kazuya he flew, climbed cliff in your front, and read arrangement, and then he started to wonder, started to grow in years again. So it can be a Tekken 2 about he actually climbed a cliff. But I was thinking he was great and honored to be here, and always hope he's actually doing the show. But I really know it's about keeping this gender time. This is why I always play the video games, but I only listen to it for that was him sort of for PlayStation 2. But already game's over. The fight was beginning today. But I've been I play games ago, and since I'm only having a few years. But I'm gonna play games for the 3D fighting games. Tekken 3. Jinka summons Kazuya is flown away into the volcanoes. Jun he give him birth to his son, Jun Kasa. He's at 50 years old, but he's a true ogre. But since only a time by like these years, and it's only the Flash TV. But I know it's something. It's a video games. Perfect to get to the first time. Sort of before only new Flash point. But I know I said that hard all this time, but only the greatest for it. And stranger things that are happening to you and him. Alright. But I think it only but at the time he actually he shot him head, and he was stunning over fighting. He blast the ogre. He catch ogres in the fighting skills, and he was very good the idea, and we were stuck for fight. And and there was only needs to fighting games to keep it in the battle years and 20 moons and the time to you in times like these. The only news about made. A Tekken Tag tournament in 1999, in July, it begins to always in the news for being first. One of the most things in the news today, the cast of rolling in the news for fighting skills. But the Palmer fighters and the greatest thing they'll ever battle me. And then also starting to grow into the race for fighting his skills. But it is in the light on those way. In the starting years of the only some of the conversations, but this way. We're gonna know those that are running the rifles and that was really great. It's for the first time. friend heroes. But unfortunately, in the news about fighting games, the cards are placed into two versions. Then squashing are always but it is scripted into a Lin Yu. He's a school hero who's about latest and good, but it's schoolgirl. And then we needed Lin Yu from China. He's 16 years old, but in that video games is completely ending squishable. But we don't know what they're doing this whole thing for the time and never strengthened the book. But then always video games started when we start to grow. Maybe and then it was always good to about 10 years ago. Tekken 4, 2001. Then 2001 in July's inspection. Then we experienced it all the time before the year and the year. The Cassius died 21 years ago, and then he was fighting his skills in the bench. He did that. He actually was in 20 years ago, and he was the only fight against game. But we were starting to grow, and in the beginning to fight. Always need to complete, and these are the high rules to complete the fighting skills. But then, when we just started to perform, the 5 years ago to 10 years of fight, but there remains in this routine until we found yes, and he's fighting things in the old. Then here he was fighting. But never the old who fighting him. And that one is a completely fighting system. But then we do first of fortunately in the fortune. And we are gonna do that was a big station. War when there's a fighting against is completely different. Then you must be the confidence of the president. Surgeon of the confidence of and I wouldn't never do that. Like starting with the fight. He's knocked into his back. He has to fight using his history, but with 20 years after, and then it's just the devil. He used to transform, and he was fighting abilities. But I never told him that. But then the always teaching the fighting powers. But we are always completely the transformation. It started for over 2002 and it got completely different. But to the starting including Steve Fox, Crystal Mountain, presidential fighter martial law, but here we will fight to the death. Then we will be starting growing so we lead into the greatest chances, but we always need to fight the bad guys. So and then move and live with death and we're over to them. The fighting skills and completely transformation. In 2004, Tekken 5 win the neighborhood of the Nicholson, Raven, Asa Kasama, Rang Wang, Double G, using the right to transform into but with the thanks for mother, stops, he said, thanks for mother, June. But I really know it's about to completely stress, but all expecting a Western season, they know who's in the news of the fight, because this time against absolutely and non-ability walls, and that's always all about fighting again. But we really need to fighting against the starting the health of our stuff. But we're gonna know that this one is a life since already I know for the last few days. And the battle was not really such. And I will be doing the show. We're creative for love. Only started to grow, play games starting the organization there, starting about the fighting game, but I really noticed that we need to, completely fighting battles in the world community. And then for fighting with victory Jinkerson's ways. But there was a need to fight him. He was just a complete destruction to total annihilation, and they always bar with the them and have confidence in such game. So the research but the free fighting was no match for me. But knew had Mishima Saibatsu for some reason or all time competing, but only need to find out where we can do. But they were for power victory. Also, they also asked Tekken Dark Resurrection, but neither AOE a new free game. New get free characters. Sergei Dragunov, Emily Rama, and Armor King 2, a new challenge for only ingredients of the battle. Then who they needed to be. But since 2 years, when he was going to battle to fight all of his characters, but Kyoto wanted to start to go out and their greatest all missions. But they were leading time to keeping the restoration to the dark structures there. And then we're gonna find these little known and they're truly graded for me. They're completely in destruction there. But now who did the time to keep it? But they're maybe not fighting the crew, but they're taking the dark restoration so but I don't know if it's first. The greatest fighting game. They're completely they're fighting their own individual. And they're creating new is fighting. And that is the only way to stop them. Lady Rockville, he's sent by the rivals Asa Kasa. And our rivals know always to stop them goes for the organization to get some revenge. But I do know where you can find this country. Presumed about the only good time. It's Tekken 6. You go to the PlayStation 3 and Xbox. You go to arcade in 2007 and 8. And there was the blood revelation, but they're completely further. And now granted it's 2007, but I wouldn't even know something that was graded for like something that means to change to go about old little bit around the fighting game. But the skills were complete endless possibility. But a new new 8 characters. Now all we need to do is go into the fighting ground. When we start to grow and for only large action versus Jigsaw. But he was a sort of large action from Sweden. But always in a new regret for me. With a new history of my own way. She was competent against the best. The excellent for me. In 2008, a Christina Larson and Elisa Bobanosen. And it helps can't believe it. When we start taking the play the game to the ground, always going to the Bob, speed, weight, and power. Miguel Corabana, he's a revenge to Jenkinson, and he's a motive to these fighting battles. But we just started in a fashion permanently. I don't only know since then. And it's pretty good, but I only to play something like that. But I really know to start to know for the always and the need to fight me so great. But never hold the about these time for things. Keeping just fighting these games, but we'll stop to fighting. Okay. In 2009, we got Tekken 6. PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions. The old versions are all need to versions complete. And always none of these guys. But I really know for Birmingham, a good service when we need to great fighting games. But Reverend Jim found his body. And first, when says he's not died. Jim Kasama is not died. But we need to find out who we can start. They're stopping to Heihachi. But we know about the person. But we never again from the wrong chance to keep. They're starting fighting games in the battle to destruction. Paul Phoenix was only ready to sign. I know it's in there to get about the time. And we're gonna do for the old it's a fun old names, the great fun. They're fighting games to do new to their life. But we know about the grand for old. But they were needing to call me. But I think that those something. The fighting games will be stopped. And you will be grateful me that the fighting games is the first part at times to be with a completely Gotta go! Bye!